Anyone who questions the age of consent is a fool. And they also don't really have a whole lot of understandings about sex. They think sex is for free. And what I mean by that is they think that they can just go around and indulge in, whatever they want and have as much sex as they want, and that there's not going to be any emotional consequence, and there's not going to be any, you know, like you're not going to have any attachment to them in any way. Um, Whether people really want to accept it or not, uh, sex is, for the most part, it's for procreation. That's the main purpose of it. It's not to have fun, but either way, um, it emotionally binds people. That's all there is to it. And anyone who is under the age of consent doesn't need that kind of fucking emotional bondage. People who are under um, 18, especially, they are trying to emotionally mature. They are trying to become more uh, in touch with their feelings, their emotions, and to be honest with you, the human brain is not even fully developed until the age of 25. To be 100% honest, and uh, 18 is actually somewhat of a compromise, believe it or not, because the age 18 is basically the closer you are to 25, the more likely you are to make a good decision. The more likely you are to make a fully mature, fully evolved decision. And anyone who questions the age of consent really doesn't understand a lot of things. You know, I'm not going to mention any. I'm not going to continue mentioning names, but you know, this one guy making this video talking about how the age of consent is BS and it's all manipulation and all that stuff. Fucking moron. Complete fucking moron. We don't live in a society anymore uh, where we gotta compromise shit, and we don't live in a society where everybody has to keep their genes going by any means necessary. This isn't primitive tribes. This isn't back when the only objective was to survive. We have evolved significantly since those times, and it was never great that anyone had children under the age of consent back then, but it happened. And it happened for what they thought was a good reason. Do I really agree with it? No. But I especially don't agree with it in a modern day world. It's not the point. It's not you're not going to find infinite bliss by discovering that perfect woman that's going to just have the perfect body and the perfect sex. Like this idea in your head that there's going to be this perfect sex and it's going to be mind boggling and it's just going to be better than anything else in the universe. You're a fool. You got another thing coming. It's never going to happen. Unless you have a genuine love for that person, you're not going to feel the deepest state of intimacy. And that's coming from a goddamn virgin. That's coming from a goddamn motherfucking virgin. Okay. I'm far too wise for my own age. I'm 24, look like I'm 15. When I'm 80, I'm going to probably look like I'm 40. And I enjoy life as it is. You know, when the time comes, maybe I'll get with someone. I'm not really, you know, I'm more worried right now about developing my mind so that when and if that does happen, when or if that does happen, everything's going to work out right. You know? I'm telling you, you don't want that Anakin Skywalker type of romance. But that's what you're going to have if there's some huge emotional gap, or if, you know, one side of the relationship is extremely, you know, one person is extremely immature, extremely imbalanced. You know, Padme was years older than Anakin Skywalker. He was a young man. His brain wasn't fully developed, and the reason why his passion took him to the dark side was because it didn't fully click up here like it does for most people. But you know, this you know, Skippy, the 40-year-old virgin, you know, I'm just going to find this perfect woman and she's going to give me the ultimate bliss. I'm going to go into eternal bliss. I'm going to go into fucking Satchitananda. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're going to find inner peace in yourself, and then you spread that to those who you care for. You don't find the perfect woman and she just makes your fucking life perfect. It's not going to happen. And you're also not going to fucking you're not going to go for some youngling either. That's stupid. That's not going to work. She's going to get your ass in trouble because she's not ready for a relationship. She's not mentally prepared for whatever the hell it is that you want to do. You know, and all sex is going to do is create an unnecessary fucking bondage, an unnecessary fucking connection that you and her are going to have. And, you know, you're going to get, you can get your ass busted for being a pedophile if she's too goddamn young. If she's under 18, that includes people that are 17. Okay? Don't fucking do it. That's all I'm going to say. Don't fucking do it. You know, and consent has everything to do with brain power. You know, just like some kids can't consent, there's, you know, old people with dementia can't consent either. So, you know, if you're going to go for somebody who's of age, quote unquote, but their brain is shit, then you're gonna have the same type of suffering. You're gonna have the same problem as you did going for somebody that's underage. Okay, it's not really debatable. The age of consent's not really debatable. As a matter of fact, the age of consent is probably a compromise. To be honest with you, it's probably a compromise. But it's not terrible to have a relationship at age 18. But, you know, your brain does not fully develop until you're 25 years old. And the closer you are to 25, the better it's going to be. So, these fools that are questioning the age of consent, Joke's on you, motherfucker.